Topic: Animal nutrition. The external structures of the digestive tract of a ruminant and non-ruminant. Aim of lesson. At the end of the lesson you should be able to know the following. A comparison on the external structure of the alimentary canal of a ruminant, cow and sheep, and non-ruminant, fowl and pig. Functions and adaptations of various structures of the alimentary canal. Description of the internal structure of the following. Rumen, reticulum, omasum, abomasums, and small intestines. Introduction. Learning content covered in previous grades must be in line with the current content that will now be covered. Grade 10 Term 3 Week 4 Animal Studies. The purpose of the following lesson is to study the content related to the external structures of the ruminant and non-ruminant. Concepts and skills. The digestive tract of farm animals. Monogamous animals, non-ruminants. Single-stomach animals have only one stomach or a single stomach structure. For example, pigs and chickens. Ruminants. Ruminant stomachs are divided into 4 compartments and they chew a ruminant consisting of food that they bring back from their stomachs to the mouth. For example, cattle, sheep and goats. Colon fermenters. Intestinal fermenters have a circular digestive system where fermentation takes place in the cecum or enlarged colon. The external structure of the digestive tract of the pig. The digestive tract begins at the mouth where the pig begins to mechanically digest the food by chewing it. In the mouth there are front teeth, canines and molars as well as salivary glands. The mouth opening opens into the pharynx, nasal throat cavity, which is funnel-shaped. The pharynx extends into the esophagus, a long elastic tube made up of circular and longitudinal muscles. The stomach of the adult pig has a capacity of 8 L and consists of a simple compartment that stores and digests food. It consists of 3 parts, the cardiac, the fundus and the pylorus. The stomach is closed by the cardiac sphincter, on the side of the esophagus, and the pyloric sphincter, on the side of the small intestine, which controls the flow of food through the stomach. The small intestine of a pig is a long, narrow tube, about 15 m long, which is divided into 3 parts, the duodenum, jejunum and ileum. Tubes from the pancreas and liver open in the first part of the duodenum. The colon follows the small intestine. It is much shorter than the small intestine, only 2 m long. The colon consists of the appendix, also called the colon or cecum, the colon and the rectum that run out into the anus. Mouth, mechanically digested by chewing the salivary glands. Pharynx, funnel shape, prevent food from entering the trachea during swallowing. Esophagus, a soft elastic tube that extends from the lower end of the pharynx to the stomach. The stomach of the pig has a capacity of 8 L. It consists of 3 parts. The cardiac, the fundus, the pylorus. The small intestine of a pig is connected to the end of the pyloric parts. It is a long, narrow tube of about 15 m in length. It is subdivided into 3 parts: diduodenum, dijejunum, diileum. The external structure of the digestive tract of the chicken. The beak of a chicken is formed by horn-like outgrowths on the upper and lower jaw. A chicken has no teeth. The pharynx connects the bill and the esophagus that runs through the neck, past the crotch to the stomach. The croup is a pocket-like enlargement of the esophagus that stores food and makes it soft and moist. The stomach consists of 2 separate parts: the proventriculus, glandular stomach, and ventriculus, muscle stomach, which are connected to the isthmus. The proventriculum secretes digestive juices for chemical digestion. The ventricle has thick walls that help to grind the food finely using small pebbles that are swallowed along with the food. From the ventricle, the food passes through the small intestine, which consists of 3 parts: the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum, with openings of the bile and pancreatic duct. At the site where the ileum and colon meet, there are 2 cecums, appendix. The colon starts at the cecum and is very short. The digestive tract, colon, as well as the reproductive system end up in the sewer. The external structure of the digestive tract of the cattle. Starting at the mouth, cattle have no canines and no incisors in the upper jaw. From the funnel-shaped pharynx, the food passes through the esophagus to the stomach and then later back to the mouth for chewing. The complex adult stomach of a ruminant has a capacity of 150 to 200 L and consists of 4 compartments: the rumen, reticulum, rumen, omasum, leaf rumen, and abomasum, true rumen/milk rumen. Where the last part of the abomasum joins the small intestine, it is closed with the pyloric sphincter. The small intestine is about 45 m long and consists of 3 parts: the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. The colon extends from the ileum to the anus and is about 10 m long. The cecum is the first part of the colon, with no other purpose than to increase the absorption area. The colon absorbs water, runs out into the rectum, and ends in the anus. The internal structure of the digestive tract of ruminants. Rumen. Black small square first and largest compartment. Black small square known as the rumen. Black small square no digestive juices or enzymes are secreted here. Black small square acts as a fermentation vessel by housing microbes. Black small square in a very young animal, the rumen, does not function. Black small square the rumen has a rough surface and the wall of the adult rumen is lined with stratified epithelium. Black small square along with the reticulum, it is called the reticular rumen. Functions of the rumen. Large food particles are selectively filtered out. The rumen provides an appropriate pH for the functioning of the microbes. The microbial fermentation of ingested feed takes place in the rumen. The walls of the rumen and reticulum are constantly moving and churning, thus mixing the ingested feed. The contractions of the rumen and reticulum help with the flow of the finer food particles into the omasum. The contractions of the rumen also help to release gases trapped in it. The microorganisms in the rumen break down the digested feed and produce volatile fatty acids that the cow uses as a source of energy. Reticulum. Black small square wall looks like honeycomb and is also called the diamond pantry. Black small square papilla occurs at the base of the cells. Black small square the reticulum contracts to mix the food into the reticulum rumen. Functions of the reticulum. The reticulum acts as a filter. Large food particles are taken back to the rumen for further digestion. The reticulum captures hard indigestible substances such as pebbles and wire that have been accidentally ingested. The papillae and ridges in the lining of the reticulum enlarge the outer surface for absorption. The reticulum helps in the absorption of volatile fatty acids. The boluses that are brought up and chewed are formed in the reticulum. Omasum. The omasum is lined on the inside with about 100 parallel, slimy folds, like flipping through a book. Functions of the omasum. The function of the omasum is to prevent coarse food from passing to the abomasum. Coarse food is ground and dried between the strong, coarse folds of the leaves. The papillae in the omasum absorb volatile fatty acids and some minerals. The omasum serves as a temporary storage and filter that allows liquids and fine, digested food particles to pass through to the abomasum. Water and electrolytes are removed from the feed particles in the omasum. The feed particles are further broken down into smaller molecules. Large substances are sent back to the rumen and reticulum. Abomasum. The abomasum is a tubular organ that serves as a digestive organ for chemical digestion. It can be compared to the simple stomach of a single-stomach animal. Where it joins the duodenum is a sphincter muscle, the pyloric sphincter that controls the passage of food. Digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid, HCl, are secreted in the abomasum, and this changes the pH in the abomasum to 2. Functions of the abomasum. Cells in the abomasum secrete gastric juices, hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes that hydrolyze proteins in food and in the microbes mixed with the food. The abomasum sends the chyme to the small intestine. The muscular walls of the abomasum nourish the food. The low pH, between 2.0 and 2.5, facilitates the initial breakdown of proteins. The abomasum has secretory tissue that secretes HCl, hydrochloric acid, and pepsin, which kills the microorganisms that help with digestion in the rumen. 2 enzymes are secreted in the abomasum. Pepsin digests and breaks down proteins. Renin makes milk thicken. Small intestine. The small intestine is the longest part of the digestive tract. The length of the small intestine increases the surface area. The many folds and ridges also increase the absorption surface. The wall of the small intestine consists of circular and longitudinal muscles. The small intestine consists of three parts: the duodenum, jejunum and ileum. The tubes that open into the duodenum are bile ducts and pancreatic ducts. The small intestine of ruminants and monogastric animals has the same structure and function. The inner surface of the small intestine has folds, villi and microvilli designed to ensure maximum digestion and absorption. In the slimy wall of the duodenum, between the villi, are the crypts of Leberkuhn, which secrete digestive juices. The wall of the small intestine is strongly muscular. Peristalsis causes food material to move through the canal. Functions of the small intestine. Most digestion and absorption of the end products of nutrients and water takes place in the small intestine. Food is mixed with digestive enzymes secreted by the pancreas and bile salts from the bile system. Chyme moves through the digestive tract when the small intestine makes room for the next load and also indigestible substances that need to be removed. Minerals and water-soluble vitamins, B and C, are absorbed with the water directly through the wall of the small intestine. Fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E and K, are absorbed along with fats. The undigested nutrients move through the ileocecal valve through the colon. Sodium bicarbonate provides an alkaline medium to prevent damage to the colon. Enzymes in the small intestine break down food molecules into their building blocks. Carbohydrates are broken down into simple sugars, monosaccharides. Fats are broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. Proteins are broken down into amino acids. The small intestine plays an important role in the water and acid-base balance.
Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more future educational videos.